No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And it's somehow worse than that, to be totally honest. The Commanders lose 38-14 at home on Sunday Night Football. And I think the title says it all. K-Dot, Commanders lose everything. 38-14 against the Seattle Seahawks. This should be a pretty quick episode, to be totally honest. This was a really, really tough game. Anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. The season's over. We'll end up chatting about all that because Jayden ends up getting hurt. He's in a cast with his left arm. Your reaction? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the night that changes everything. This is your night from hell, off the season from heaven. This breaks ties to anyone that has any remaining thoughts or feelings around last year compared to this year. It's over. Just seeing Jayden's injury like that was a motherfucker. The amount of blame that's going to be levied at Dan Quinn and the coaches probably for this is a line of demarcation. I think as far from what we've seen in this era, hell of a time to bring those jerseys back to have us slip back into the song. Oh, and I should have started the entire thing off. Sorry, Art Monk. Get your jersey number, get your number retired, and you got to go see this shit tonight, buddy. I'm sorry, man. You deserve better than that. This was shit. This season has been a season from hell. The moment that I knew this was not going to go well was when I saw Marshawn Lattimore gave the pregame speech. And I was like, ah, shit. And I listened to it, and I was like, ah, shit. And then first play, Luke McCaffrey's gone. Yeah, this night's going to be great. And you just saw out there Jayden doing everything he possibly could do. And there's just nothing. There's just nothing. There's nothing. Nobody's open. The few times that, like, I know I've given him shit where in Chris Collinsworth called it out. There's like one or two times where somebody might scream open. Okay, I can't nitpick that shit anymore. It's fucked. Like it's not, they didn't have any receivers that were worth a damn. Look, Seattle knew, as every team knows this season, we don't have wide receivers that can beat you. Nothing's going to really happen down the field. So play against the run and fucking hit your quarterback. Yeah, that shit, man. Like you got nobody open. You got Cliff off the gate with 7 pass plays in a row, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? And the thing is, like, I even get it because I think that, like, they had Chris Rodriguez in there. I still wish you still run it with Bill because he can break one of those. Like I forget who it was that tackled Bill, where it was just kind of, it was like, oh man, you could have leaked if you just had something like that. So like, I don't know what they were doing. Like part of me wanted to give Cliff some bail because I saw how much Seattle was coming up against the run. And that was going to be difficult. And I understand why you kind of want to go into play action, at least early on. But there was no help out there for Jayden, who, and we said it time and time again, needs to be protected from himself. And you could see it in that play that he got hurt. And everything in between that, I mean, I could talk about the defense forever.
And we certainly have time to do exactly that. This is an unfortunate lesser parallel, thankfully. RG3 got hurt against Seattle at home and ends up missing a whole lot of time. We have the all in for week 1, stuff like that. Thankfully, this does not appear to be that. You know, it's an upper body injury,
non-throwing arm.
A non-throwing arm. So, like, you know, that's good. But for all intents and purposes, the season's over. This was a devastating night. And to your point, Jayden, that pressure rate, if that's true, I haven't checked that, but I trust
it's true.
2 to 55%.
At least through the third quarter, was true.
Which is beyond even when the game went through, honestly. What do you want anybody to do about that? To start the game, like you said, Kiddo, with 7 straight pass plays, it's one thing for us fans to be able to go, hey, Seattle's good against the run, right? They're number 1 against the run. To what felt like throwing the white towel before even trying to is severely disappointing. It's your job to find a way to be able to at least try. So to not do it in the first 7 plays, to then put the ball in the hands of a quarterback who we all love and care about and want the best for, he's coming off a hamstring strain. It's like, cool, he's going to start. Also, the first 7 plays, he's going to handle the ball. He's also going to scramble a whole lot. It was just, what's the plan? Is this actually the plan? And this is where I get into coaching, at least with Cliff for this one. We have plenty of time to talk about Joe Witt, and why don't we go ahead and talk about the defense that gave up 38 points. It wasn't pretty. At one point, Sam Darnold was 15 of 15 for, I want to say, 200, 40 yards. Take your pick, honestly. Whatever you want. It's probably right. With 4 touchdowns. He ends up with 21 of 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, 141 passer rating. It felt a whole lot worse than that. Tonight felt like we played the greatest show on turf on offense for them, and the 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense. And our quarterback got hurt. Anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Let's talk about the defense, though. 38 points allowed. Sam Darnold looks like the second coming of, honestly, no one. That's as good as it goes. Peak Peyton Manning would have been jealous of that stat line. Go ahead, K-Dot.
In every capacity on defense, they suck dick. Like look, man, I even when I'm looking at like the fan base and the way they say, it's like why are we constantly in zone? They play man. They get beat the fuck out of in man. Like it's not okay. Like they get the shit kicked out of them. All right, let's go back to zone. Everybody's playing off the line of scrimmage, make it easy shit. There's nothing that doesn't not go wrong. Like on defense, it's every capacity and every which way all season long has been the case here. Mikey Sanders still. Look, man, I don't give a fuck about the interception. He had you beat by 3 yards, and that fucking pass was dog.
3 is being nice.
Like he whooped your ass, and it's just a terrible play, a terrible throw by Darnold. It was his first bad throw. It was probably his only bad throw. It's Mikey getting beat to shit. Marshawn getting beat to shit. Marshawn had one good play I remember saying, but beyond that, he's even hurt. Trey Amos, you had your plenty of foibles this time, but then I'm looking at you. You're hurt too. Injuries are going to be the number one thing that anybody talks about with this team, and it should be. That's the thing. That's what this season is going to be about. But on defense, injuries or not, they've played maybe 2 quarters of football over the course of this season I can look at and be like, got something. Beyond that shit, like it's been the most inconsistent, find ways to beat yourself in every potential way. I ain't pausing on that either. Find ways to beat the shit out of themselves, like in every which way possible. Mistakes, bad tackling, miscommunication, and all of that stuff I could put on players. But now we're going into week 10. It's got to be on the coaches at that point, right? Like, what the fuck? So, like, even like the personnel, like nobody should be safe. Like, fuck a series. If your name is not Jayden Daniels and you're not on the offensive line at this point, just from a depth standpoint, everyone's on the trade block. Like, well, why can't we give other guys playing time if it comes down to it? I mean, you get to throw shit at the wall now. Cause like you've shown they can't, what's the worst that can happen beyond what's happening right now?
So looking at this past offseason, right? And for those that are joining us for the first time, welcome. And, appreciate it. I picked us to win the Super Bowl this year. So you need to know my context. K-Dot is the much more measured one. You get to know him as well. There were a lot of expectations entering this season. The front office acted as such, right? And the coaching staff, as they were speaking, seemed to be that way. You get a Von Miller as well. He's like, you don't leave Josh Allen for just anybody. And here we are at 3-6 with the oldest team in the league. And you talked about the trade deadline. I agree. Absolutely everyone is available with the exception of Jayden Daniels, and for good reason. This, once again, is been a disastrous season so far, but also it's got to be said that once you get this far into the season, what are you doing if you're the coaching staff? Because I overestimated the coaching staff as well, right? This is far below anything I could have conceived with these guys, right? To lose this game, like there are so many teams that are hurt. We're hurt more than most. I get that. To come out as flat as we did, to get embarrassed the way we did, to be humiliated the way that we were, is inexcusable. And I don't care who you put out there in the National Football League. That was as bad as it gets. We are currently recording this, and in parallel, Dan Quinn's going to be speaking. So I'm curious to hear what Dan has to say. But there is no excusing this type of loss, Kate. If Marcus Mariota trotted out there today, I would have been embarrassed with this, right? But it was Jayden out there, and I'm still obviously more so embarrassed with this. It's inexcusable. I really don't know what else to say, honestly.
I am at a point where I'm blaming the coaching staff for not trying more. Like I get the aspect of like there's certain things that my read on last year is different than everybody else's read on last year, I think. And the read I had from after last year going into this year is, as you said, was more measured in the sense of I did not think necessarily the talent on this team was where it needs to be necessarily successful. And then you add on top of that, if that's where I think you are at your base level, the injuries that have happened to this team have decimated them completely. Like you're talking about, last year we had a schedule that was one of the easiest in the National Football League. On top of it being one of the easiest in the National Football League, we're one of the healthiest teams in the National Football League last year. And with all that said, we didn't blow anybody out, really. Razor's edge. How many game-winning, exciting, holy shit moments did we have last year? You're right there on the cusp, right? You go into this season, the schedule's different. The talent, you have talent that might be even better than last year in certain aspects of things, at least on paper. But then you also look at the most important pieces on the team outside of quarterback just got a year older and they were already fucking old as shit. So like there's but so much. I'm not doing that. I'm not
either, just to be clear, but I understand the sentiment right now, but I'm not.
Dan Quinn's got shit to answer as far as why Jayden Daniels was in that game. And like, I understand Jayden's probably fighting tooth and nail to do it, and you got to satiate certain aspects of your quarterback, but we all know it's clearly you have to protect him from him regardless of how happy or unhappy he is. The moment that I saw him throw the foot, spike that ball down after he didn't get the first down on that run, I was like, you're benched. You're benched. Like, we're good. You're going to try too much now, buddy. Also, yeah, just another thing, I got to point this out because it just popped in my head. You don't get to celebrate an interception in the end zone like that, you piece of shit. You don't get to do that. Like, that's not okay. Like, that's not okay. Like, there are certain things on this team that I've been saying as far as from even like the way that they communicate, the way that they're operating, the way they're not doing shit. It don't feel the same, man. And it might just be, this is not a team that knows how to face adversity. That might be it. And like, that's something that the team has to be able to do. Because I mean, shit gets different when the losses start really coming in. So like, I don't know what that is exactly for these guys, but like, yeah. It's not okay.
Well, so when did the team get like soft? You know, like I feel like, so last year, by the way, I don't think we were this overly physical team, just to be clear. Like,
that's why I think we were kind of soft.
Like, right. So the whole point of the offseason with a Deebo Samuel, with a Laramie Tunsil, with the big interior defensive linemen was to be more physical and to actually change the culture. We talked about this in so many episodes.
They did.
Which was, no, and I understand the injuries, but the mentality seems to have not changed at all, right? It's not just who's available. Like, over the course of the offseason, the mentality seems to have not changed. Like, that's the worrying thing to me, is it seemed like the moves were there so that we would become this more physical team. I think a thing I had said a couple times was this idea of becoming the East Coast San Francisco 49ers, who are just a very difficult team to play. And you have this mobile quarterback. It's not quite Kaepernick. I think he's much better, obviously. But it's this idea that you have this dynamic quarterback, this offense that can move the ball, and this defense that you really don't want to play against. Everybody wants to play against this defense. And the quarterback, unfortunately, keeps getting hurt. And I think in large part because of those injuries, and he's trying to wear the cape far too many times. And that's where the coaching staff needs to help him out. And that's where he needs to help himself out and just take those layups, which once again, there were a couple of those we'll see in the All-22 review. I'm sure they're there.
I'm not looking forward to that.
And it's none of us are. Well, you and I aren't. I'm sure some of you guys are. And we appreciate that. But there were some layups there. You didn't take them. You didn't. You'll see them. You'll see them pretty quick.
There are more to some layups. They're plays, but like they're plays. Like
the personality and culture never changed. That's the most disappointing thing to me.
Okay, posit this to you because you know I like intangibles.
Yeah.
Shout out to JJ. Good day.
Great day.
San Francisco. You look at like the free agent signings today, like or the acquisitions that they get. Right, you get a Trent Williams, you get a Christian McCaffrey. You talk about two guys, respectively, the best in their positions that are on losing franchise teams, and you go and you get them to go play for a winner, right? Outside of Bobby Wagner and Zach Ertz, who are old as fucking dirt, you got losers. Like that's kind of the thing is you don't got guys that got winning pedigrees necessarily. You got dudes.
But to your point, did Trent and Christian have that?
The two best guys in their respective.
So long as they are the best guys in their position, it's
thing.
forgivable. Outside of that,
you saw a bunch of dudes that have been as they were going through and they were talking about some of the guys like Jacob Martin and some of these other dudes on this roster. You talk about dudes that have been in the league for 8 or 9 seasons and you don't know their names because they're in survival mode. And to me, it's like the mentality to be a dude in survival mode. To me, usually means somebody that's in their head entirely too much. And this is what this team looks like. This is a team that looks like before they are able to do anything, they are thinking so goddamn much and the lack of confidence that they have in their abilities to do anything. And then that's the thing is when they go and watch the game tape, it's their fault. So like the aspect of like what it takes internally to change that or to like be a winner or to turn that into a chip on your shoulder or to turn fear or anxiety in a booster instead of a wall. I don't know if we got that. But even when I'm talking about last year, and you've heard me talk about this, how many times did I see the defense play flat last year? How many times did I see the team start out flat as shit? And it was like, it took a little while to kind of get going. It's like we knew certain things that are on like clockwork. Jayden Daniels goes down, we know. It's going to take him about a quarter when he gets back before he really gets his bearings, right? It's usually a quarter, 2 quarters.
Bit of a slow starter, generally.
Bit of a slow start. For us, depending on the opponent, depending on the night, depending on anything, you don't know. And what you see is a defense full of people that are like, to me, it's almost like fake it till you make it. It's like, hey, we got to celebrate this to try to get some energy back. Let's celebrate everything to try to get some energy back. And that's all I see. All I see is like guys looking for the spark so they can continue to play with a spark. And what you see sometimes is like some of the younger, hungry guys that are out there play with that reckless abandon. Jordan McGee was flying today, man. Like Tyler Owens might not always be in the right spot. Definitely fucks up some things, but you can see that mentality sort of thing. That like that's where we're kind of looking at. Like, and in all honesty, like when I'm saying and it's mental fortitude thing, I'll tell you this. I think Jayden getting hurt re-engineers some stuff in our brains as far as what this season means now. I honestly don't think it means that big a difference as far as wins and losses at this particular point. And if I'm like, this to me was just going to be a season of like what it felt like, especially tonight, what it felt like before the Jayden injury was, is Jade going to learn from this year? Like, is this the adversity point? Because that's where I'm kind of at. Like, they're going to be in some games going through the rest of the stretch, but right now the talent and the injuries are just not at a point in which you can do anything. And I give it to Marcus Mariota. He does not have any of the special skills that Jayden does. He just doesn't. And Chris Collinsworth did a damn good job all game reminding everybody about that. But he does get the fucking ball out quickly. And that's going to help just right now for
Yeah.
anything. Because right now you're just looking for a spark on offense. The only way you're going to get that spark on offense when you don't have receivers that can get that clear separation, and when you don't have an offensive line that can protect you for 6 seconds, which none of them should, but that regardless, you got to get the ball out into the playmaker's hands and then hope shit happens.
So moving forward, what do you like? Forget the long-term trajectory of the
I am
season.
done seeing Zach Ertz play. I am
Okay. And by the way, he had multiple penalties tonight.
I've been on the Zach Ertz and pissed me off train for a minute.
So, and that's the thing. So, okay, it's one thing if you're a safety valve, you're a veteran, etc. If you are committing penalties, I'm sorry, you have zero value at that point. You may as well give it to other players that are younger, that have an opportunity to make the exact same mistakes, but at least they can grow.
And they'll run beyond the sticks.
And they'll run beyond the sticks. So, you wanted Zach back. I wanted Bobby back. It's not been great for either of us, bud. It's not been great for either of us. But back to the question, K-Dot, so that we can progress.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to see moving forward? Forget wins and losses, because frankly, that's where we're at now. Forget wins and losses. Like, what do you want to see?
I want to see that they got some young guys with some talent. I want to see if Jalen Lane is going to be a mistake-ridden idiot, or is he going to be a playmaker? One or the other is going to happen. I wonder what the hell happened to Luke, because I want to see him in there. I want to see Luke with some consistent playing time, like nonstop. Like, I want to see him play. I think he could develop into something. Defensively, where are the linebackers at? Bobby Wagner, I'm not saying you bench him completely, but he does not need to be on the field anywhere near as much as he is. I need to see some Kane Madrano. I need to see Ali Cajo. I need to see some more Jordan McGee. I need to see those guys start some games is what I need to see. Frankie Louvu. Yeah, you're playing in a line of scrimmage the rest of the year, buddy. I want to see what you can do as far as from the outside. You're also on the trade block. I love you, but you are. Deron Payne, the rest of these guys, what are you playing for? I want to see what the mentality is, like, as far as that play like commander shit. In the secondary, I saw some Jonathan Jones today. Didn't like what I saw on that. Sanders still has been playing bad. Trey Amos had probably his worst game. Close to his worst game. Yeah, probably his worst game.
Do you know how bad it was? I mean, listen, Trey Amos got shook out of his socks so badly.
He did look hurt.
He's a rookie. No, I get it.
Yeah.
My God. And the very next image after he gets shook, and they didn't even throw to JSN, by the way. Everyone was open again. Was him going to the locker room. And then he was back on the field for the 60-yard touchdown by Cody White. Is that his name? Cody White? Like, that wasn't somebody we spoke about in the preview. Now I'm pulling it up to just make sure. Yep, Cody White. 1 catch, 60 yards, touchdown. You could tell the guy wasn't healthy. You could tell. He was hobbling. Just like, please get me off this field. Just an F across the board. Players, coaches, you name it, they got it. They earned it. So for me, moving forward, K-Dot, like you said, I want to see the younger guys. I want to see certain players play with Brett. I want to see certain players step up, and I'm like, you know what? I like that guy. I want to see him on the field more often. Like, that's sort of where I'm at right now. I want to see more Bill. I want to see, can he continue to have a nice year when run plays are called? I want to be able to see if Jalen Lane can hold on to the ball on special teams and be able to have a few catches here and there. I want to see these younger guys get the opportunity to make their mistakes, to be able to grow, get better from it. I'm not going, hey, we're never going to win another game this year. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I need to see the younger guys grow and develop so that come next year, they're ready to go. And I feel like we have a younger core. We may not have the pieces for that right now. Honestly, I don't think we do. But I still need to see these younger guys perform so that we have a bit of a setup entering next season. That's where we're at.
The one thing I do find unforgivable, I am going to blame the coaching staff for at this particular point in the season, even with the injuries, is I saw some things defensively through coaching with guys like Mikey Sanders still that made me believe that they had something in place as far as the young guys getting better. They're regressing. Some of these guys are regressing. I don't love that. I do once again think because of injuries, because guys are trying to make plays, they are trying too hard and thinking entirely too much, and that's just a death knell. So I don't know how you get this better. There's not going to be some magic, but Michael Parsons is walking through the door. Like you're not. I don't know what you're going to do to try to generate anything. But I'm telling you, like at any given point in time throughout the season, anytime you had something you're like, oh, that looks good, it gets hurt. So like we're just not. This is your season from hell, guys. This is the pendulum swings, and if the pendulum swings back, and it swings back fucking hard. That's what happens. So like, for as much joy as you had last year, you're going to have as much pain this year. Long term, Jayden with the arm, non-throwing arm, I doubt I'm shutting them down pretty much the rest of the season. Like I'm good. I'm seeing enough. Like unless Marcus Mariota and this team goes on a run, and who the fuck thinks that's going to happen? It's just we're in the mode of like see what these young guys can do, and you're in a place where like there's something about being like the over the hill gang that's kind of cool. There's something about having a bunch of guys that like finally want to put it together and like win something. Like when you hear like Von Miller signs with us, it's like, oh, I think this team is right there. Which goes back to I remember hearing what I said last episode about how I felt as though I was the only one that had like unrealistic expectations as far as the team, or where it is that we were as far as in the timeline for the rebuild. I'm actually going to throw one other person's name in there. I think I'm not alone. I think Adam Peters was there with me. Because I go back over the course of this last offseason, I still look at the moves that they made and say that like their moves you got to kind of make. And like they, for the most part, they worked. Like Laramie Tunsil, he's been damn good. Like Deebo Samuel, he's the engine for the offense. So like, I think those are things that just had to happen. Now, whether or not you blame him as far as the Terry McLaurin thing, if you're going to sign him fucking anyway and that Terry's fucking hurt, and where you blame as far as soft anyway, I'm with you. If you're with like, hey, you chose to go this old as far as the roster and you could have went younger if you wanted to, that's on you. Like there's tons of shit. But as far as like where we are in the timeline, I think right now what hurts is that it feels as though we're further away than we were. Even though it's, I mean, of course we are. You look at the record, but I mean, just my mentality as far as this goes is that we were on a trajectory, even if it wasn't going to mean overnight success when we were back in the playoffs or whatever this year. I don't see that growth anymore. I don't see the lessons from last year or the good things from last year being carried over. It feels like all the good things from last year are going to die.
So just to hammer home your point the best I can, just because I'm now looking at I'm looking at records across the NFL and going, okay, this team has this record, but you can feel a certain something, right? Like, so the New York Giants with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they're 2-7. Cam Scatterbo's now out, of course, but you know, with Jackson, they're like, okay, maybe we have something. The vibe is a little bit higher there, for example. They can maybe see a path forward, maybe.
The pass rush is there.
And the pass
rush got there. Brian Bell leads the league in sacks.
Your boy, JJ McCarthy, right? Like he's out for a while, comes back, wins at Detroit. 4-4. That's last place in their division, but they can go, you know what? We've seen flashes between the Bears game on the road and the Lions game on the road. By the way, that is he's a sophomore quarterback, but it's basically his rookie season in terms of playing.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback winning 2 division road games, right? Vibes are high there. Here, we're 3-6. We're technically 3rd in the division. We are. But man, in terms of that regression, in terms of not just a step backward from a record standpoint, but from a who we are standpoint, like that all seems to be completely out the window. So now it feels like, and Kevin Sheehan tweeted this, we're the worst defense in the league. It's hard to argue that. Like, I know there's Cincinnati. I know there's Dallas. Wow. This is all in his tweet, so I'm giving him the credit. No, but it's true. Like, when do we really get stops?
We do. All right, but here's the only bell I'm shooting on that, and I get exactly where you're coming from on it, but I don't think any of those franchises or teams are comparable to us. I think the only comparison that works, and if you want to compare, I got one guy I can name that makes it a difference maker. Beyond that, I really got nothing for you, is New England Patriots. Like you look at Minnesota, that's a team that's oozing of talent, right? Like JJ McCarthy got picked when in that draft. So like where they were, even when I'm seeing people talk about like Mike McDonald and the Seattle Seahawks, that's a GM that's been in place up there in Seattle for a minute. They know exactly what they're doing as far as the roster build. They were in position. The move that they had that I think has gone better than anybody expected it to was the Sam Darnold move. If they don't have Sam Darnold, that's Geno Smith out there again. This team's not looking like they look right now. It worked out in that way. They went and they got a veteran there where they're at in that thing. And also Mike McDonald's scheme is just legit, right? The comparison that is New England. And the thing that I look at New England, the only thing that New England has, and you can see there was a difference in when this guy played, is the Christian Gonzalez piece on defense, right? And that should piss every Washington fan off because we know where Christian Gonzalez could be. But that's the only difference I look at. Like they literally have a linchpin on both sides of the football that you can look at and be like, hey, if things continue this way, maybe you're Hall of Famers, at least you're top 50 all time as far as our franchise. We have that in Jayden.
Yeah, I completely agree with all that. And by the way, the Cincinnati Dallas thing is in reference to their defense, not the franchise as a whole, obviously. I would much rather be us than the Cincinnati Bengals or the Dallas Cowboys, just to be clear.
Morty, you're just how if you're feeling the vibes in a place like New York, you're feeling the vibes in a place like Minnesota. I'm just saying that like their vibes should be better because they had teams that got built much better and for much longer than we are having. And I think I brought it up on this last episode. Brendan Jarvis Nichols, shout out to you, you piece of shit. There are how many articles, if you should just Google it if you want to. Ron Rivera, the Ron Rivera era fucked us badly. And the idea that we were an NFC championship game, I still don't know if people can wrap their heads around that. Maybe now, because of what you're seeing this year,
yeah, everyone can now.
What the fuck last year was?
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's not to say we can't get there again, but goddamn, y'all got to look at how the ball bounced our way so many times last year. And it's just the gods were like, all right, bitch, you thought you had it.
100%. Well, 100%. A teachable moment for, I'll say, most of us, not all of us. It sounds like Mental Fortitude's already watching Dan Quinn a little bit. With that, by the way, we go to the comment mailbag. Is there any intro here? We just going for it?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, featuring an intro from our very own Nikki.
Now we're still old school.
The Distributed Comment Mailbag is brought to you by High C Acto Cooler, the juice box of champions. Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art, and Packagers, helping you build it right even when you're just rebuilding hope.
I do love that video. That being said, Murphy's Law applies to this podcast as well. I think Nikki. And so we go ahead and begin with, how about a positive one for us? K-Dot Fringe Photo over here, who is a subscriber. Appreciate it. Shout out. And 28 of you watching, please subscribe to the channel. We will continue doing this even through the tough days to come. We appreciate it. Fringe Photo goes, I need to say this. You two have really progressed in so many areas in this podcast. I like the interaction, knowledge, and fan sense you guys have and are able to share with the listeners. Keep getting better. I know you will. We got two thumbs up over there. K-Dot, your reaction to that.
Gracioso, amigo.
Much appreciated. MF Quotes goes, nah, man, play the all 22 music. That's my jam. Loves the all 22 music. K-Dot, your reaction.
I would play it, but we try and get out of this motherfucker.
Yeah, yep. And we go to Martin Collins. I am seriously flying through this, by the way. Getting Jayden back. Let's beat the Seattle Seahawks Sunday night. Go, Commander Nation.
Do you know I was this close to buying tickets? They were that cheap. I was like,
Sullivan was there.
50. Yeah, they had 50-yard line tickets for like 160 something, and I was like, huh. Night game. I like Seattle.
The LED wristbands.
Boy, if I would be upset.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's awkward. Sorry, I'm looking at myself. Paused.
Mike. Oh, hold on one second. We do have a couple of, by the way, very respectful Seahawks fans. So first and foremost, congratulations to you guys. You guys whooped our ass. There's nothing to be said about that while K-Dot continues to freeze on the other end. You guys absolutely smoked us. Best of luck the rest of the way. There was another guy, I believe Matt over here, who said, hey, not even here to talk shit, just, talented QB. But you guys seriously destroyed us. nothing more to be said. You guys have a really good coaching staff. If you guys haven't seen the video on game theory and like when to run, when to pass, and it's a Seahawks fan that does it, it's awesome. I would highly recommend watching that. It's got a humorous element to it too with the Marshawn Lynch run. You guys will enjoy that. It's a great video. Martin Collins goes, we actually played the first half of the game against the Chiefs. No one has ever intercepted Mahomes twice in the first half, yet we could not capitalize on it. No offense to Marcus Mariota, but if Jayden Daniels was playing, we would have scored, in my opinion. 2 question marks and an exclamation point there. K-Dot, your reaction?
I don't know.
I think I do, based on watching this game. MF quotes, because you're going to see in the All-22 review, K-Dot, what you've been saying all season, which is I think he held it a little bit and started.
So was it that evident to you tonight?
To me, it was.
Okay.
To me, it was, and I just needed the TV. I was like, oh man, yikes. That's how I felt. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you come away from the All-22 review being like, dude, the guys.
I felt
bad
I don't know. For him tonight compared to other nights.
And I sort of flipped where I was like, I felt bad to an extent, but I was also like, I think this is self-inflicted. I think that this is part of the, if you want to call it a sophomore slump at this point, you absolutely can. Like, I think it was part of the regression of, I am that dude. I don't need this little short pass. I can do it myself.
Oh yeah,
I think
he's still doing that.
We're seeing that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. MF quotes, we were going on a streak 6-5 going into the bye. Then we control our own destiny. #raise hail. Of course, we are now 3-6. So that is an impossibility. Here, a couple more from MF quotes. If we had Jayden and Dorrance, I'm 100% sure we beat the Chiefs, but we will never know. If you include Dorrance Armstrong, I'm willing to have that conversation. Jayden alone, no.
I want a T. Higgins and a Myles Garrett trade. I got you.
Here's another one. I just know McGee and Kane at middle linebacker and outside linebacker would be amazing, but that's a next year rotation. It might be a this year rotation, might be a next week rotation if we get what we want. Just need to see some new blood in there. K-Dot, your reaction? That's MF quotes one more time. By the way.
Don't think you're going to see a wholesale benching of the vets. I don't think it's a good idea to see a wholesale benching of the vets. I do think except for Ertz. Ertz has pissed me off, and that's a personal thing now at this point. So I'm not even telling you this like the good coaching decision. It's just he's pissed me off. Motherfucker, just goddamn. But the for everybody else. Rotations, start limiting some of these dudes. I'm glad that, like, from what I saw with Jonathan Jones, we don't need that wholesale. We don't need anything wholesale. We need to try things and see if they work for a long period of time. Let's just ride the hot hand at this point, just for everything.
Okay, this is the first time I'm putting. People can't even copy paste that. This was the most pointless thing.
Fuck you doing? Hey, everybody, if you got an iPhone, screenshot that, go to your photos, and then copy it.
That's the answer to your question. Also, again, good game. I'm not in the mood to do the whole thing. But it's there. I'll show it over time.
Also,
go to that link.
Fans, y'all city is amazing. Fuck you.
Mental Fortitude is like, why read that? Because here's the thing, Mental Fortitude, we read all the comments in the comment mailbag. It's what we do. Here's another from MF quotes. It sucks that Terry got hurt after getting his bag. It's making the fan base hate on him after an all-time franchise season with touchdowns. I was going to say people forgot how good Terry was, but then they got to see it last week and they got to feel it this week because once again, we got no separation down the field from these other wide receivers. And it's got to be said, I know I'm railing on the coaching staff and the players and all of it with a night like tonight, right? It was 28-0 like that. We lost a lot of people tonight. Marshawn Lattimore gets hurt. Eddie Goldman gets hurt. Quan Martin gets hurt. Trey Amos gets hurt. Jayden Daniels gets hurt. Luke McCaffrey gets hurt. Like, seriously. Anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Oh, shout out. You were able to click it. It's a great video. You will enjoy it. It's a Seahawks fan. So, Michael, there you go. Enjoy that. It's fun. Cannot you speak. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my bad. I was like, shit, I'm just going to move on. I didn't even check in with my co-host.
Nah, you're straight, man.
Go ahead.
Man. It's just, I don't think any of us really remember last year anymore.
No, of course I remember last year.
I don't think we do. I think we remember our memories of last year. I think it's happened that fast. I think it's like one
Wow.
of those stories you tell from like the college days where like you're just remembering the telling of the story. I think we are already there.
On the plus side, it contrasts so hard with this year that it's legitimately unbelievable and adds to the lore of it.
That's not
Like, it's crazy.
But here's the take. This is what makes it problematic, and this is why I need everybody to calm the fuck down. I need everybody to calm.
I feel calm. Just to be clear.
Not calm. No, all right. Fuck it, man. We are so sick as a fan base.
Oh, there I agree.
Dude. All right. Fuck. Look, there's a trauma response of apathy that happens with this fan base because you remember for like, I'm 36 years old. For maybe 34 out of those 36 years, right around week 10, you lose all faith in everything, right? It's like, yeah, this is what it was going to be. All the hope I had in that offseason with that Albert Haynesworth signing. Oh, man, we got the best guy in the league. This is different this time. And then it goes the same way when everybody went and rushed out to get their number 5 Donovan McNabb jerseys, and that turned out the way it turned out.
I thought things were changing.
Right. Like, everybody thinks things are changing. And then even if we have the moment of good times, we're always waiting for the impending doom of the bad thing. This feels like the culmination from last year of like, we're not worried about that. That was that bullshit. That was that offseason signing. We were all going to get back to this motherfucker, right? Like, we knew that shit was just going to go bad, right? It's that self-fulfilling prophecy almost to a certain degree, or you can buy it. I just reject the theory. Bomani Jones, shout out to him. Who fucking prick. Love him, but he's a fucking prick. And the reason he's a fucking prick is that even when Jayden came here, he kept saying the same thing. Losers are losers. And I was like, yo, fuck you. It's a new day. I still think it's a new day. I just also think there is a double-edged sword of last year being last year's run is still one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my entire life. And it was legit. You have the feeling for the feeling, but you got to remember during that, we kept saying week in and week out, we're playing with house money. House money. And that means something for the gamblers out there. House money. You can't take it to heart. Okay? You can't. You enjoy the ride. It's fun. Enjoy the ride. It's not necessarily real, but it shows you some things. Jayden Daniels is a dude. He's a fucking dude.
Yeah.
You got a dude. When's the last time we had a dude? And I'm sorry, even though the injuries, you could talk about the injury, I think this one's a rando. I mean, it's in the course of him trying too hard, which is something we all need to be taking into consideration going forward. You don't need to lean on the guy, but that's why you got to get the talent go around.
There is solace in that he did not sustain another lower body injury. And that's very important for people that don't play sports to understand, right? Like if he broke his arm, right? Like let's say he did, right? We don't know yet. Maybe Dan Quinn's speaking about it. I'd be shocked if they already know that or anything like that.
But we saw that shit. He's done.
He's done. Let's say he broke his arm. It is not his hamstring is, cooked. It's now overcompensating in other parts of his lower body. And there goes the ACL or there goes the Achilles or anything like that, which is much worse than a broken arm, just to be 100% clear, right? Like that was a different injury. Him playing tonight, he looked healthy to me, right? Like he honestly, the way he was moving around, the way he was throwing the ball,
actually healthier than he has looked all season.
He looked fine. He looked fine. So from that perspective with the medical staff, good with it, right? They cleared him. He looked good. And he happened to be going for, the touchdown. He was going towards the end zone at the very end.
That's the thing.
I wish he didn't.
We
obviously wish he didn't. Right. But that's the cape. That's the cape.
That's what you have to stop. You got to kill that. That's the through line. That's the through line. It's not that he's injury prone for the sake of injury prone and he's some weaker, meager guy. He's doing too much.
Yes. Yes. You've been saying that in the all 22 reviews. I've been noticing that over the past few weeks. I think a lot of people have been noticing that. Like, this is where I understand. I can't remember who it was who was like, why the hell is he even in the game right now? That is where, and you had even said it, right? When when he smashes the turf or the grass, like, okay, that's your
Gotta get him out.
That's your tell. Oh, okay. Hey, shout out Pally for life. I was at the game. Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck off. I've been asking this fucker to tell me when he wants to go to a football game, and this piece of shit doesn't. Fuck off, man.
You almost went. Independently from the sounds of it. Here's Earl Bruce to round out the comment mailbag. I've been here before. 2015, 2016. All right. Injuries have crushed them, as has a lack of depth. Still, this season isn't over. Will they turn around and go on a tear? Probably not. Hey, it's the second year of a recalibration. They have to get younger and more talented. They have to ignore the outside noise and draft well. They really have to develop the players that they draft. What do they lack? Talent. So let's give AP 2 years to improve things. Keep the faith. You had also said this about, Bomani Jones saying losers are losers, right? They stay losers, etc. And as we conclude this, I'm going to echo what K-Dot said, just in fewer words and maybe more incoherent words. Ownership changed. And that for me is, you're a brand new outfit. You're a brand new organization. If this were Dan Snyder run, losers are losers. You're right. Right? There is a way of doing things. You know that at a certain point, he will get in his own way, similar to Jerry Jones. With Josh Harris, I have a lot of faith. With Adam Peters, I have a lot of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And with this coaching staff, I have wavering faith, to be totally honest, but I still trust the two most important people, who are the owner and the GM right now, to be able to make the decisions. And I do like Dan Quinn, just to be clear. Like, I do think he's a good coach. I do think he's going to make the most of the second chance. I already think he's done a fabulous job with this second chance when you put both seasons together. So,
have to.
Yeah. Our losers are losers. I can agree with Bomani, just not with this outfit, because the people at the very top changed. And therefore, this loser of a franchise over the past 3 decades has changed. So I'm feeling good about the future. They are learning and taking their own lumps right now. It doesn't make them losers anymore. That's it.
That's what I'm talking about, Ahmed. That's what I'm saying. But you also got to be more realistic. But then outside of that, like, you're right there. It's just, you're right there. The only thing that I'd say is that you're right. I'm with fuck Bomani. Fuck everybody. Here's my other problem, though. We didn't change enough. The fan base. We're still losers.
We're part of it. Yeah.
Right?
We're part of it.
Like, we got to shift.
But we're taking our lumps too, right? Like, so for example, once again, I picked us to win the Super Bowl. I'm learning right now. Like, I'm learning big time right now, right? But I think it'll make me better for future episodes. I think it'll make me better for future outlook. I'm not going to pick us to win the Super Bowl next season, for example. I'm going to be like, okay, we got some things to work on. We got some pieces to build on and bring in and see, do we have a core before you can make some sort of statement like that.
So we don't have a core. What's a core? Like,
that's a good question. Let me go ahead and check on Merriam-Webster. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you have your group of guys that you just go, we have a leader at quarterback. We have a leader at linebacker, for example, that's young, that's fast, that's quick, and is able to communicate with everybody. Same thing in the secondary. I think we thought that was Mikey Sanders still, for example, but like the regression over there, we don't really feel that way anymore. We'll see. And then on the offensive line, Josh Connerly, if he takes a step forward next season, then I'm like, okay, we got a bit of a cornerstone here. We could do something with that. That's great. Laramie Tunsil, still something. There are more pieces to bring in via the draft, via hitting on free agency. By the way, like, Adam's been pretty good at the free agency game. Trades, Marshawn, not good. Debo, good.
Damn good.
That was a trade. So, like, he is hitting more than he's missing. I know I criticize him for how long it took with Terry McLaurin, especially when the details came out. I was just like, could we have not seriously done this sooner? Maybe we avoid the soft tissue, but short of that, he's been great. Yes.
Look, man, I agree with you. Like, remember, the only thing I necessarily disagreed with as far as from last year going into this year, after we drafted Jayden, remember my philosophy was Jayden should sit.
Yes.
Is it like
mine too, actually?
Yeah, we both actually.
Mine too. Yeah, I was like,
you
should stay. Yeah.
come to find out, like the one guy that I also thought that should sit early was Drake May, just because I thought he was going to make more mistakes. The difference between Drake and Jayden, one can absorb a lot more than the other guy can.
Yeah.
And the one doesn't play as much hero ball as the other guy who can't absorb as much. Those are the fundamental differences between those two guys, I think. Beyond that, like that to me is that's the case study. The case study to me is the New England versus Washington thing. Is where we were in the sense of our rebuilds or recalibrations, because New England's ahead of the curve for everybody except for me, apparently, in the predictions episode.
Well,
it's your team. Sorry, it's your
Thank
team.
you.
It is your
Thank
team.
you.
I'm just a guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got the Raiders. Fucking morons. The angle of like that to me that's the comparison. And if you want to compare like a Vrabel to a Dan Quinn, you can do that, and I'm right there with you. Remember, Dan Quinn being a retread guy, I'm a person that thinks that you should hire people to learn from their mistakes if they prove that they learn from their mistakes. An NFC Championship game last year proved to me something, even if I'm looking at a lot of which ways the ball bounced our way, and we also had a rookie quarterback who had no tape. There's a lot of things that went our way as far as last year. They're not necessarily going to be the things that happen this year. Long term, I need to know that Jayden's not going to be putting himself in these situations, so we're not going to I'll take it back, that we're not going to put him in these situations. And because I think the onus is too much on him. He's just trying to play. He's trying to be the best he can be for us. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the person that's willing to put their body on the line for that. Protect him from him. And doing that means having a rushing attack that actually fucking works and doesn't ever have us scared that he's going to lead the team in rushing, right? It's not starting off a game with 7 passes in a row. It's hey, Jayden, if you're not going to get rid of the football on time, you're going to sit. Period.
We treated him tonight. We treated him as a savior. That's when you call 7 straight pass plays with a quarterback that is coming off even a minor injury, a hamstring at that. That
3
is
were scrambles.
Yeah.
3 he had to scramble from off the first 7.
That's a tell. Like that's a tell. Anyway, this was the show. This was District Divided, a DC sports podcast, more specifically a Washington Commanders podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and apologies for, the loss and however this episode went. I think it went all right, but I'm Amit. That's K-Dot. If you enjoyed the episode, or maybe enjoyed is too strong a term, if you hung out, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and K-Dot.
This is a new day, guys. It's a new day. I get it. This fucking sucks. There's not anything anybody's going to tell you. So, like, drink your drink, whatever. Wake up tomorrow. Consume all the fucking media. It's going to make you fucking depressed and angry going into work on Monday morning. You do what you got to do. But just know that pit, that fear you feel inside, that little bit that wants to have the apathy and I don't give a fuck, it is what it is, that's loserdom. We're not that anymore, okay? Let it go. There are some healthy things that we can get out of this. You just need to re-engineer the way you're thinking about the team, okay? Which this week, I'm telling you, the worst possible time for these stupid fucking throwback jerseys, even though they were baller. People are going to be in their feelings this week. Share this shit, I guess, and then fucking have a good night. Go sleep. Drugs.
Yep. And I never got the chance to say sorry to Art Monk for what the team did. It was supposed to be a really awesome day. And even when I was predicting this game, thinking we would win, by the way, I was thinking, hey, the vibes are high. We get the throwbacks. Art Monk's, being retired. He's got the.
Did you really predict that we won? Did I forget that quickly?
Yep. Yeah. And by the way, I appreciate you thinking I'm smarter than I am. Like I do appreciate that. But I was like, no, we got it. 24-23. That's what I said. 24-23, which ended up being my side piece score. Patriots beating Falcons 24-23. Fuck, man. Whatever. Sorry.
I lost a lot more money than I made today. But I did have a little side piece that actually made me a little bit scratched there at the end. Look, man, that was a tall task, this fucking team in this week, bro. I'm telling you. Mike McDonald, that's why he was my number one pick.
You won me over with that, too. I was like, yo, I like him. And then with Dan Quinn, I was like, are you sure? You convinced me. And then last year absolutely convinced me. So let's see how this team adjusts. So until then, take it easy, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.